Happy rails to you. Welcome back, my friends. Happy rails to you. It's good to see you again. Thanks for watching this channel and the videos. Sometimes they go real fast and sometimes they're slow. Happy rails to you. Glad you're watching in. Well, hello everybody. Welcome back. This is GMan, My World 67. Well, what you see here is a 1946 PO French Hornby engine. I like to call them outline engines, like we had here in America. They were pretty much used the same purpose in the same way. They hauled both passenger and freight. This is a French Hornby, as I said, and it's about 76 years old. And it hasn't run for now probably about 30 years. So I was fooling around, not able to get out in the shop all week this week. Cold weather, extremely cold here. We've had a couple of days of warm weather, and then all of a sudden it just went right back to totally cold. But hadn't gotten out there and been busy around the house working on different things, fixing and touching up some things. And I finally decided that since I wasn't going to get a video done for the layout this weekend, that I'd go ahead and start a project. Now, this is another one of those things I've been going to work on for the last, I don't know, couple of years. I think I was going to work on it last year, and then I was going to work on it the year before, and it keeps getting pushed back, so I decided to go ahead and work on it. Try to get you a little better look at it here. For some reason or other, my lighting's not very good tonight. But yeah, this sat out in my old shed forever. And as you can see from being out in that shed, it never got wet, but moisture from heat in the summer and cold in the winter, as cold as it gets here, which, by the way, sometimes is below freezing. And I know you guys are still laughing because it gets a lot colder than that where most of you are, a lot of you are. I used to live in Colorado, so I know what cold is. But anyway, this is an SCF. I always want to say an SNF, but an SNCF engine. So 20 volt, like I said, 1946. As you can see, it's dirty. I haven't washed the shell yet, but it has some rust, a little bit light pitting from scratches. That'll all come out with a little light sandpaper, a little sanding. And I think I'm going to redo this top, but the body itself, outside of a couple of places, is actually in pretty good shape. So I'll probably, after I get it washed up and looked at it real good, I'll touch it up where I can. I'll try to match this kind of a terracotta paint is what it is. It's an old green paint, but we'll see if we can kind of match it a little bit and repaint this top and go from there. It also has one original coupler on it, and I think I've got a couple of couplers somewhere. But I think I might put a Marks or a Lionel coupler on it, on the back here where the coupler is missing, so that I can pull the Marks or the Lionel engine cars sometimes. We'll see. Anyway, here's the motor. The motor was froze. It was froze tight. And I've been working on this most of the early afternoon. And I finally got it busted loose about 2 or 3 hours ago. And so I've been sitting here, cleaned it up. I'm going to clean it up a little more with some alcohol and a swab. But I did manage to tear it down. It's amazing how like some of the Ives motors or the early American Flyer electric engines this motor is. And so I was going to say that it was kind of like an early Marks engine in a lot of ways, but not really hard to work on at all. The hardest part is getting into some things because of the way they put it together. They use very little screws on it and use some rivets. And so I was fortunate, though. The pop hit on the one side of the rivet just popped out, so I didn't have any problem with it. It has two really good wheels, these two front wheels. And these two wheels, as you can see, well, maybe you can't really see, but you can get an idea. These wheels were busted up pretty bad. And since I don't have another set of wheels, I was going to try to use some Lionel wheels on it or some Marks wheels. But the axles are smaller, and I didn't want to have to drill out the bushings to put in a Marks axle. So I want to try to keep it as original as I can. This is, by the way, my third basically complete all original Hornby engine that I own. And so I want to try to bring this one back pretty much to its original glory, if I can. So anyway, what I'm doing here is rebuilding these wheels. And it might work this time, it might not. Sometimes I have good success with it, sometimes I don't. And what I've done is I've taken some plumber's epoxy, comes in the tube, and this is old. I really need to throw this away probably and get some newer stuff. This is like 3-4 years old. And I mixed it with some model cement and some super glue. And I know you're saying, why, that's just, what was the point? And the point is that when you mix model cement and super glue together, you get an unbelievable bond when it dries on almost any surface. And of course, you know, this is has an epoxy base. And so when it's mixed with the epoxy, when it becomes real supple and seems like you can't do anything with it. And then after a while, it just kind of sticks to whatever you put it to. The only thing of it is it takes forever for it to dry. And so hopefully it will be totally dried tomorrow by late afternoon, and I can maybe tinker around with it a little bit here at the desk. But anyway, just wanted to show you what's been going on here. And I hope your picture is better than mine, because as I'm looking at the camera, my picture looks kind of fuzzy. Now, are they going to be perfect? No. But if it holds together, and I've done it before many times, and I've had great success with it. Matter of fact, a couple of engines that I did here several years ago still have those wheels intact, and I don't run the engine all the time, but which might make a difference if, you know, they got heated up quite a bit, then might not hold. But for all practical purposes, it works, and it'll work for a long period of time. And I wanted to tell you too, you can also take the crazy glue and a little baking soda, and you can mix that with that epoxy too, but you've got to work with it real quick because that will harden fast. It will harden fast. Okay. So here's the motor. Now, unfortunately, I cannot turn the motor upright and set it on its wheels, because if I do, I'm going to lose my edge line for my wheels, such as it is, as good as I could get it. And I don't want to do that. But the motor itself now is running, and it's purring like a kitten. It still takes quite a bit more voltage for it to really go. It starts out at about, I don't know, 30 before it actually take off and move. And then you have to turn it up to like 70, 75 watts or miles per hour before it will even run fast. So unlike a lot of the older stuff, the Marx engines, once you get them going in 10 miles an hour or 20 miles an hour, they just take off. This is not to that point yet, and I've got another engine that's the same way. These 20-volt engines have very small motors in them, and unless everything's just really, really tight and really clean, it takes a while for them to go. Now, I will say this, if any one of you guys knows how to beef these up so that they'll go faster or run better, drop me a line, either here on the channel, or you can email me at gman1924@hotmail.com. That's gman1924@hotmail.com. And if you have any questions that you'd like to to ask, you can get hold of me at that email. All right. So I just thought I'd share this with you, do a little quick video, and let you see it tomorrow. Hopefully, I'll be able to let you actually see it run. I'm afraid to put it on the track tonight. This is starting to feel like it's setting up, but it's still kind of soft. And so I'll come back with another video in the next 20 hours, 18, 20 hours. And we'll go from there. All right, as always, if you enjoy working on your trains, customizing or refurbishing, working on your layout, or just scenicking your layout, whatever it is that you enjoy doing with your toy trains, if you do that, you should have happy rails. All right, until next time. Bye-bye.